guys. It is very early. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. The cars are coming down the roads to go to work, and look how pretty the snow is this morning. It's just glistening. Isn't that pretty? I was hoping I would be able to catch the trees in the distance, but I guess it's not going to happen. Okay, guys, I want to talk to you about one of my hobbies. Now, I've talked to you guys before that I like pen pals and things like that. As a kid, I had tons of pen pals, but I wanted to talk to you about my hobby of armchair travel and how it helps me in farming. And it can help you in just about anything. I like to watch videos on different places all over the world, like travel videos, and I learn different methods, maybe of farming or things. It doesn't even matter if I speak their language, because Google has a thing that says Google Translate. If you even have your phone and a computer, you could play the phone into the translate and hear if you needed to. You might have to stop and start, but if you needed to. But another thing I like to do is, if I subscribe to a channel that is out of the country of America, USA, where I live, I can talk to them in their language. Now, I know that you can translate and stuff on your own page, but when people see you talking to them in their own language, they'll be quicker to subscribe to you and to connect with you. And it's just a really nice way to learn new things, and you could even kind of learn another language a little bit by doing that, and even their writing. And that has happened for me a little bit, because just from watching so many videos, I've kind of been able to say, well, that writing is Russian, or that writing is Thai, or that writing is something that's not mine. But it's just a great way to learn things. Like, example, I'm a beekeeper. Maybe I want to learn some different ways that people are beekeeping in other parts of the world, because that's one of those things that you want to stay up on. And so I can subscribe to all the beekeepers all over the world and see what they're doing and how the methods they're using, or maybe different farming methods, or sometimes there's even different animals in other countries, that may be different breeds of chickens. Like, example, we raise Brahmas, but I believe in the UK you have some Brahmas we don't have here in America. So it's a pretty great way to use things and to do things. And so I'll be talking about some of this on my channel and some of the places that I visit via online. And you can, it's not just on YouTube too. You can like read articles and things like that as well. But I think sometimes we should expand our horizons, learn a little bit about the world. You may see somebody over in another country farming differently. I know for me, one time at a place I worked, they had some problems in their farming equipment, and they would always send people from, I believe, France would come over and fix their farming equipment. And this type of thing happens a lot with different areas. Things have turned more global, so to speak. So expand your horizons. Use Google Translate if that's what you want to do. And like I said, I'll share some things that I learned. Maybe you might even be a subscriber that speaks English and a country that I'm sharing about, and you can tell me, or you have traveled there, and you can say, no, that's not how things are, or that's not the method we use, or something. Or you could tell me more about the place, just like we do in all of our other videos. We talk to each other about our thoughts. So like I said, I may find something, or like maybe I find a different breed of chicken, and maybe I might talk about it, and maybe you're from that area, and then you could tell us more about it, that kind of thing. So anyway, it's just a hobby I've had for a long time. I love it. I feel like I've traveled the world and continue to travel the world because we're retired from our seat. And I used to travel a lot, and I really, at this point in my life, Clay's not one to travel, and I'm kind of sick of it, getting on planes and going to places and sitting in hotels, and, you know, then if there's problems, you're stuck in another city, you know, at the hospital, or, you know, sick, or, you know, whatever. So it's not that it's, I mean, travel is wonderful, but it is nice to be an armchair traveler because you can watch a whole bunch of different videos at the same place and kind of get a general view. So I just think it's a fun thing. And then if you want to connect with people, you can like go to Google Translate, put in your language, and you'll see it's just real simple. And you could say, like, you could write them a note on the video in their language and let them know that you subscribe to them, and then you can kind of build a little friendship that way. It's just something I really love. You know, I love doing it, and I think it's always been something I've loved. I grew up at a Bible school, and we had people from around the world there. I go to like a missionary church, and so it's kind of cool because we meet all kinds of people there, and like, I don't have to go to the countries, although we do have a lot of people in our church that travel the world, but I know, like, I met a king there, king of Africa came to our church, and it was really neat because, you know, it's like we met a king, you know, he came to our church, and you know, we'll have different people that come from just, you know, like I said, our people go places and come back, then some people come to our church from different parts of the world. We go to like an Assembly of God type church. It's not Assembly of God, but it's that type of church, in case you're wondering. But I'm a born again Christian, because Clay and I both are. But anyway, saying that, I think it's good to just learn different ways. I'll look up like farming in a different country and then watch tons of videos, and or I might even look up crochet, because some people crochet a lot beautiful patterns that I just don't see here. And I know I've seen some, like I saw a method of making quilts that I saw in India that I thought, now that is really a great and easy, fast way, and like that kind of stuff. And you can learn a lot, you know, depending on what you're looking, you know, and your interest. So anyway, I just want to tell you about that feature if you're not using it, and how you could use it to benefit you on YouTube. And you could get even a strong following. You might look at your behind the scenes on YouTube and say, gee, I want a lot bigger following from Japan. And then you could, you know, look for people in Japan, maybe cooking and things like that, or whatever your interest is, and add those to your followers. And you could follow them, they could follow you. And like I said, if you like their channel, you guys can subscribe to each other and watch each other's videos and all that. But I think it's a great way to connect and to expand your channel, expand your horizons. And it's something I've just, like I said, I just kind of grew up in that. We had missionaries in our home from living at the Bible school. We played with their kids and all that, because I was a kid, you know. My parents taught printing at a Bible school. So, I mean, we'd have every missionary and their family, because they would want my father to do some printing work for him. So they were talking, we'd play with the kids, and they would tell their stories. And then at one point, I actually worked at our church. And of course, we have people from everywhere come there too. And not the church I go to now, it was a different church, and because I moved. But I worked at a church for like 4 years in my early 20s. And you know, you have, like I said, you meet people. And we used to have a friend, he was Japanese, and he was like 6 feet tall, and he used to be in the military. And it was so funny because when he got married, he was a really close friend of ours. He called us from Germany, and he said, I married a Korean girl, and neither one of us speak each other's language. Because it was really sweet. He was a really, really good friend. But this is the things that, like, the fun you can have, and you never know. You might even connect with people on YouTube, and for some reason your channel may grow, or you may travel to another country and even meet your pen pal from YouTube, so to speak. Okay, guys, with that, I hope that helps you. And let's just I'll end it with this. The knowledge that you learn and the people you meet on YouTube, to me, that's where the money, I don't even like to say money, that's where the wealth is, because, I mean, you might learn some new skills just by checking out some other countries and using that Google Translate and connecting with some channels that you may never even thought to connect with before. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed the glistening snow. Remember, big or small, you too could be a backyard farm.